Mm-hmm. Hey, love. Hey, love. Hey, love. Hey, love. I'm JC Love. Teacher Love, Coach Love. Triumphant Thursday, October 28, 2021. What is this episode? I done lost count already. It's the fourth one for the day. I can tell you that much. Because it's an assignment, not about perfection. And I accepted it. So, I thought I was only going to do 250 because that's what I said. However, it dropped in my spirit that I agreed to 365. It's supposed to be one per day. And I fell off because of my own personal issues and struggles that I've been dealing with. And I didn't want y'all to see that. Because as I said, many people don't care. There are some that are glad it's you. And then there's a few who are like, yay. They don't want to know about that. These are episodes for healthy husbands and wives who brought their independence and self-reliance together into a bridge to build one another up, open up some doors because you want the best for and from one another. And as I said, this is now episode 230. I'm going to do the LDD 295. And what I'm going to do, it may be a repeat. I don't know. I'm going to reach who I'm supposed to reach. And touch who I'm supposed to touch. This ain't viral stuff. I kid you not. I've been walking around like, why? Moral and miserable. Holding on to morals and being miserable. I'm like looking at ex-strippers that are what they do, and they're now worth over 40 million, been on all kind of programs and married and children and spotlight, and then one that she wasn't a stripper, but she's one of them peak stars, and I didn't know that. I just thought she was a rapper on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I was like, wow, the first rapper to ever be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And then to find out, not only is she having a net worth of $8 million right now as a former P star, I followed her because I'm like, well, you can't beat them. You ain't one of them. Join. She's about to graduate with her degree. So she's going to push herself into the billionaire status for opening up homes all over the United States. I forget what kind of facilities she's looking to open, and I gotta tell you, I was like, what kind of God do I serve? Why was I in church? Why was I doing all of this? I ain't a thousandaire. What did I say I was going to give you the episode? Yeah, no, I don't think it's supposed to be 295. Or is it supposed to be 295? Maybe it is. Okay. I went off on a little tangent, but it's okay. These are only going to be on Instagram and YouTube. I'm not even posting them to Facebook. Or maybe I'll post the last one to Facebook. Who knows? I'll see. If I didn't already delete it, I will. Otherwise, I appreciate that you give me some of your time. You allow me to go ahead and vent sometimes because I need it. Why do I say healthy and why do I focus? That's why I focus on marriages, because the healthy marriages, because it takes me out of myself. It takes me from looking at my own circumstances and situations and the bull that the good ones go through. Like, I don't intentionally do wrong and harm, strife, use or abuse people. I even told someone I need to learn how to do that. Where I got one for every day of the week. I don't know if that would not cause harm, though, to somebody? I don't know. I'm telling you, having morals, values, standards, and just not wanting to repent and ask for forgiveness, or having that be a part of you, sometimes it feels like a hindrance. Seriously. So, that's why I be looking at healthy husbands and wives. And I be all up in their business because it takes me off of my mind. And the reason I say healthy, if you look at the word healthy, THY at the end of heal, thy means yourself. Healing, okay? So we're not only giving it to our Creator, we're not talking about it, just talking about it, or just praying about it. We're actually giving it. And a lot of us struggle with that. Yeah, a lot of us struggle with that. And I'm like, F it. Forget it. Feel it. Faith it. Face it. The only one I ain't using is the F with the K at the end, because I'm working very hard not to use that unless I'm really pissed off. I really got to be there. Healthy. Heal. Thy. Okay? I was also watching a show. I have no idea what did I say was going to be number 295 says. But I was watching a show, and there was this nun. She went to smell a rose, right? And immediately it made me think about something I've said before. There is beauty, there is an aroma, there is a fragrance that helps us see the beauty in life. Where did birds go? Darn it. Oh, okay. And then there's also something that protects, because most of us have been hurt in some way or another. The question is, are we holding on to something that happened 30 years ago, 40 years ago? Or are we healing thy? Are we holding on to some hurt and then harming somebody else in the process? Because whatever I told you. Or are we healing thy? Huh? We've all been through something. All of us have been through something. She ended up getting pricked because she didn't handle that rose properly when she went to smell it. And there was blood. So then something else had to heal. She ended up saying, damn. And I was just like, there's a lesson in that. There's still beauty that remains. We still got to enjoy the fragrance. We have to learn how to be careful with the way that we handle, so that we don't cause harm to anybody else. We don't cause harm to thyself. Okay? Because there's a spiritual transfer regardless. Especially if it's physical. There's a transfer. Alright. Day 295 says, love and marriage. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. No, I didn't just read this. It says God has a blueprint for how marriage is supposed to work. I may have read this before. It involves a tearing away and knitting together. It reconfigures existing relationships, while it establishes a new cleaving. You know, the two hearts that cleave together so they can reap together. Whatever those are, good seeds or not so good seeds, somebody's going to reap it. Wouldn't it be better if we created generational blessings versus a negative generational pattern? Because if we don't reap it, if we don't reap the seed that we sow, somebody that we know will. Somebody. And it ain't just about us. Our lives are never just our own. Ever. Down the line, there may be consequences, and that's when the problems are much harder to repair without hurting someone. Leaving means that you are breaking a natural tie. Your parents step into the role of counselors to be respected, but they can no longer tell you what to do. The purpose of leaving is not to abandon all contact with the past. It's to preserve the uniqueness. You know, it ain't that cancel culture that a lot of people talk about. Some people have to be left because they don't want nothing better. They're not improving, okay? Some have to. I speak of that often where I'm like, who's inspiring and pouring back into me? Everybody can't do it, and some people don't even try. They don't even attempt to learn. You're preserving the uniqueness and the oneness that marriage is designed to capture. Cleaving carries the idea of catching something or someone by pursuit and clinging to them as your new rock of refuge and safety. You leave, you cleave, you dare to walk as one. Your partnership. And as I said earlier, you have a vision, you're working your talents, and then y'all put that together to build a team and lift higher. You opening up doors because you want the best for and from one another. Okay. There's a reason why that's said. This week's dare, and I'm going to go for the day. Is there a leaving issue? We've heard this before that you haven't conquered yet. I know there's a couple that I haven't. Confess it to your spouse today and resolve to make it right. And follow this with a commitment to your spouse and to our Creator to make your marriage the top priority over every other human relationship. And you do no harm with it. I appreciate your time. Thank you for gifting it to me as I gift you with some of mine. And this probably won't go on Facebook. It'll be here and probably with YouTube, and that's about it. But I'm going to get that 365 out the way because it's an assignment, not about perfection. And I got to get it done. And then move along to what I'm supposed to be doing. So, walk in love, talk in love, look in love, speak in love, do everything in love and with love, lead with love and in love, follow in love and with love, and do no harm. Not just to yourself. Don't do any harm to anybody else. Be the reason why somebody smiles today, because you never know what somebody is going through. Okay? Lord says to say, I will continue this assignment tomorrow. If I have to come back tonight, then I will. The intent is tomorrow. Be love.